Why you dey buy fake product? Make you dey careful.
We have power to prosecute, to go to court. We have power to convict people. Those people who are doing bad, if you let us know, we'll take care of them.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
You should know where to go. The SOS.
That silence was in honor of those who lost their lives in the collapsed building on Gerrard Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. Our condolences to families and loved ones of the dead. We pray God grant their souls eternal rest. Amen. We begin the program on a sad note by telling you it was indeed a sad moment for relatives and loved ones of those trapped in the collapsed building in Ikoyi, Lagos. It was by all standard an avoidable disaster that claimed lives and threw the nation into mourning. As at the time of filing this report, 39 persons were confirmed dead by the state government. The question on the lips of everyone is, what went wrong? We shall tell you what local authorities and relevant stakeholders are doing to ascertain the cause or causes of the collapsed building. Malam Farouk Salim urges Nigerians to be quality conscious to save lives, plus a special story on why you should never compromise on the quality of one very important building material, the iron bar. The program you're watching is Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety. It is an initiative of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to empower consumers with basic knowledge on product quality and safety. My name is Ifenywa Okonkwo, and nice to have you join us on the program.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
These are substandard products. They are dangerous to human lives and have negative effects on the nation's economy. We work round the clock in search of these products, and wherever we find them, we destroy them. We are committed to the war against substandard and fake products.
We have power to prosecute, to go to court. We have power to convict people. Those people who are doing bad, if you let us know, we'll take care of them.
We are the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Join us on Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety.
Welcome back, and thanks for joining us on the program. While the nation struggles to surmount the grief caused by the unfortunate incident, local authorities and building experts are doubling efforts to establish the cause of the collapsed building in Lagos. Standard and You have been monitoring developments at the scene of the accident and reports that the Standards Organization of Nigeria was one of such agencies working to find out the cause of the collapsed building. Please take a listen.
As of Friday morning, when Standard and You crew visited, this was what was left of the 21-story building. Search and rescue, which began on Monday, the 1st of November, when this avoidable calamity occurred, continued through the week as local authorities rescued those alive and pulled out dead bodies from the rubble. It was indeed a horrific sight to behold as families, friends, and loved ones wept profusely. This tragedy was one too many. It caught the attention of not just local media, but foreign journalists who also monitored the sad event and sought questions on what may have gone wrong. To answer these questions, relevant agencies like the Standards Organization of Nigeria and the Lagos State Material Testing Laboratory have taken samples to ascertain the quality of building materials used.
This is definitely avoidable. It has happened. It means something went wrong during the construction. But for us to ascertain what actually went wrong, we have to get the material, samples of the material used here, the iron rod, the slab, the beams and all that, and carry out a detailed analysis in the lab. Then we'll be able to tell you what technically went wrong and led to this.
If you are aware, this location was sealed for about 4 months, sometimes ago. It was sealed from July. I think it was open from June. So it was sealed because our agency came in to do structural tests. They saw some anomalies, so they shut it down and said those things should be corrected. And so we normally do this. So the second building will also be audited in terms of integrity test. And of course, if we find anything, then the appropriate action will be taken. So, and it's important to also announce that we have an agency that's supposed to do this job. And that's why they came in around July to check. And when they saw the anomalies, they shut the site down. So we do that regularly, and we just hope that people will understand the need for state government to also do that most of the time, to make sure that if there's an anomaly, we will shut it down, just like we did. And they were making corrective actions when this happened.
A 6-man panel of inquiry has also been constituted by the Lagos State government with a mandate to ascertain the cause of the building collapse. The state government says it will work with the relevant government agencies to stem the tide of building collapse in the state. In another development, the Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, has offered his condolence to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the people of Lagos State on the unfortunate high-rise building collapse at Ikoyi and loss of lives. In a statement from Abuja, Salim described the incident as avoidable and one collapse too many. He commended the Lagos State government for setting up a panel of inquiry to unravel the root cause of the accident. He said SON will offer technical support in view of its mandate and abundance of competence in such investigation. Malam Salim pointed out that Section 5, Subsection 1b of the SON Act No. 14 of 2015 charges the organization to undertake investigation as necessary into the qualities of facilities, systems, services, materials and products, whether imported or manufactured in Nigeria. He also pointed out Section 5, Subsection 2 of the Act, which states that for purposes of uniformity of standards in Nigeria, all regulatory agencies or organizations dealing with matters pertaining to or related to standards shall do so in collaboration with the Standards Organization of Nigeria. He quoted Part 9, Section 48 of the miscellaneous provisions in the SON Act thus: in every government procurement where compliance with standards is a requirement, no payment for execution for such contracts shall be made unless compliance to the relevant standards have been verified by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. According to the SON Chief Executive, SON officials had visited the site to commence investigation by taking samples of iron rods, concrete mix, etc. for laboratory tests and analysis. Salim advocated strong consequences for all standards infractions, stressing that it is necessary to promote voluntary compliance in Nigeria as in other parts of the world. The SON boss also commiserated with the families of the dead and injured and called on all Nigerians, particularly authorities responsible for approvals and regulations, to make adherence to approved standards the watchword in the discharge of their duties. Salim stated that SON requires the continuous support and collaboration of all Nigerians, agencies of government and professional organizations to deliver on their mandates to the nation. He concluded that SON is currently developing new procedures in line with the Act establishing it and in collaboration with other relevant bodies to verify that all materials used in major construction projects across the country meet the required standards.
Nigerians, especially Lagosians, began the month of November on a sad note when a 21-story building collapsed in Ikoyi, Lagos, killing 39 persons. Since that sad event, local authorities and relevant agencies have been investigating the incident to establish the cause of that unfortunate event. Obviously, whenever such happens, it boils down to the use of substandard building materials or non-adherence to professional building procedures. While these agencies are grappling with what is left of the collapsed building with a view to establishing its cause, we shall take a look at a very important building material, the steel bar. We will tell you why you should never take for granted the quality of this life-endangering product. Please take a look.
These are rubbles at the site of a collapsed building. Whenever this kind of accident occurs, valuables worth millions of naira and human lives are often destroyed.
They say it. After he did that decking, they already take blocks and keep blocks that weight cannot take the load of that blocks. So before you know, that night, that building start sinking and go down.
More often than not, experts as well as regulatory agencies have in most cases identified the cause or causes of these unfortunate incidents to include substandard iron rod and other building materials. Our focus in this report is on the reinforcement bar, an important product used in reinforced concrete and masonry structures to strengthen and hold the concrete in tension.
We have three types of steel bars in the market presently. We have the imported ones, we also have the locally made ones, and then we even have the ones that are totally substandard. For the imported ones, so far, from recent research, I think most of the imported ones have started producing locally. But we still have some they import from Russia and Switzerland and the rest of that. And the reason why they normally go for the imported ones are because these ones have high tensile steel, which is recommended by the British standard and also the American standard. So an average steel bar should not be anything less than 415 Newton per millimeter square. Anything less than that, it's substandard. And in the market today, you find a lot of them fall short of that numbers. And so it's an headache.
The production of the steel bar is a multi-million naira investment that requires great expertise and technology and has immense potential for job and wealth creation.
So it's my job, my responsibility to help you compete properly in the market. Because I'm a Nigerian government employee. My job is to make sure your companies, your business survive. Because when your business survives, you employ Nigerians, you pay taxes. When you pay taxes, the country makes more money. The country is trying to make sure we don't depend too much on oil. So our next point of call, apart from agriculture, is the industry. So it's my job to make sure the industry is protected. You work with me, I work with you. You work against the country, then I work against you. What I'm interested is for you to come to me and ask me how we can, tell me how I can make your industry more competitive, much better. How we can get these standards achieved without losing business in the market.
There are quite a number of operators spread across the geopolitical zones of the country. The bulk of these producers are situated in the southwest of Nigeria, especially in Lagos and Ogun states.
We visit this factory every quarter. And in that visit, it's a formal visit. So you have to write and inform them. Anytime you write and inform them you are coming, you go there, you pick sample. The sample will fulfill all the requirements of the standard. But when you go to market to buy, what you get in the market is different. Meaning, whatever things we are seeing in the market, whatever activity that led to that is a conscious activity. And we have to checkmate that. That is the essence. Now we are taking the fight to the distributor, telling them that they have to take responsibility for buying substandard product from a manufacturer.
According to a recent investigation by the SON, more than 90% of manufacturers of reinforcement bar in the country churn out substandard steel bars.
Look at the diameter and then the length. These are places where they shortchange our people. The person that bought that iron has already been shortchanged. And if you are talking of terms of the strength, once that strength, 420, 520, the tensile strength are not met, that iron is no longer iron, it's ordinary sand. Once you buy it and you use it, you lead to building collapse, bridges collapse, a lot of things. Once a life is gone, all other things does not even matter again.
The reinforcement of steel and concrete enables the structure to be balanced. So if we don't get it right at that point, there is a big problem. And right now, if you go to the market and you go to the industry, you see a lot of substandard steel bars.
A practice which the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria seriously frowned at.
We are going to start not only charging fees, we are going to start prosecuting. That means actually going to court for people who default. Because we are dealing with people's lives. We can't spoil the image of our country, destroy the image of our industry. Because if everything Nigerian is suspect, that means all Nigerians are suspecting. You may be an Indian, but if you come to Nigeria and build a factory, or a Chinese person, you build a factory, you are as good as a Nigerian, because now you come to our country and you are providing services, jobs, and taxes. It's our job to protect you. But if you come in and sabotage the system, then you become the enemy of the nation, because you are destroying our base, our industrial basis. No Chinese company or Indian company or Filipino company or Arab company will go to their country and build those things. You do that in your country, you know there's penalty to pay. You know you're going to be locked up. You know you're going to be in trouble. In some countries, people actually get executed for economic crimes. We don't have to mention the countries. So some of us Nigerians who are participating and encouraging this kind of thing to happen to our industry, they should remember what they are doing is they are destroying our country. They are destroying the future of our children.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria has invested millions of naira on human and infrastructural development and will continue to improve on its capacity to establish the tensile strength, hardness, V-knot chappie, bend and rebend, spectral analysis and impact test of a steel bar.
As a consumer, if you go to buy from a distributor, request for the mill certificate of that particular batch. If they don't have the mill certificate of that particular batch you are buying from, don't buy. There is nothing to confirm to you that that steel bar you are buying is of good quality. The primary thing, that first time, I will tell you that this steel bar is good, is the mill certificate they present to you. If you buy a substandard steel bar, bring it to SON with your formal letter of complaint and the receipt of purchase, and we'll take it up from there.
As part of its strategic sensitization, SON has embarked on a stakeholders' product quality education across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, as explained by the Chairman, Special Task Force on Steel, Engineer Enebi Onucheyo.
We have told people, if you are confused, you are not sure of what to buy, where to buy, contact us.
When you choose to go for substandard products, what you've done is to simply compromise on quality and put your life at risk. It's the same thing when you also take or offer bribe for any service. You're not only putting the system at risk, but destroying it completely. It's been proven over time that corruption and substandard products are 2 dangerous cankerworms, destroying not just Nigerians, but our overall economy. It was against this backdrop that the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the Standards Organization of Nigeria put together a workshop to sensitize staff of the agency on the need to be transparent and accountable on the job. The event held simultaneously in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt.
It's an obvious fact that the nation has had and still contends with corruption in the system, especially in public service, destroying the fabric of the nation's economy. This cancer has affected virtually all sectors of the economy in no small way, and almost crippling Nigeria's socio-economic developmental capacity and public institutions. Governments, through relevant agencies like the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, is doubling efforts to tackling the menace. This sensitization with the theme, conflicts of interest, acceptance of gifts, and other offences in the civil service, was to expose staff of the Standards Organization of Nigeria to ethics of their profession, civil service rules and regulations. Director General of the SON, Malam Farouk Selim, represented by Director, Laboratory Services, Dr. Bath Ugu, noted that corruption is a threat to effective service delivery, thus the need to be empowered with adequate knowledge on the rules of the civil service.
There are rules guiding the civil service. It's a kind of sensitization to ensure that the staff are aware about some of the norms that are on ground, especially about corrupt practices. Acceptance of gifts is one of those decent examples. It not only gift items, but other things, to see how people can be properly prepared to ensure that it's not all gifts or all practices that are wholesome.
Chairman Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of the SON, Saleh Babaji, applauded the DG's support in promoting ethics and ensuring integrity of the agency through the workshop. This, he added, is to build a system that will discourage corrupt tendencies.
Federal government directed that every agency and ministry should establish a unit under the supervision of the chief executive. And we are lucky that the present DG has been given full cooperation. He mandated us to go around, at least to start with 3 zones. We have finished that of Kano. Right now, another team is at Rivers State to sensitize them on what they are to do and what they are not to do. When we talk about corruption, we are not talking only about issue of money. Even our work, we should do our work the way it should be done.
Representative of the ICPC presented a paper on ICPC role and expectations within the Public Service Standards Organization of Nigeria in perspective. He highlighted the various forms of corruption, laws governing them, and good practices to uphold.
Corruption is a headed monster that undermines the fabric of the society and constitutes serious threats to good governance, rule of law, peace, and security, as well as programs targeted at tackling poverty and economic backwardness.
Participants described the forum as insightful, providing clarification on corrupt practices and other related offenses.
It will serve as an enlightenment, as a public servant, what your conduct is supposed to be. When it comes to gratification, and the gifts.
I've come to understand where to venture in and where not to venture in. And when it comes to accepting things, I should know the level of what I'm accepting and how I'm tendering what I'm accepting.
This sensitization had in attendance top officials and representatives of various departments of the SON. My name is Halimot Osifo. Welcome to feedback segment of the program. Lanre Aboderin from Abuja says, I'd like to know the process for obtaining SON certificates for solar panel products. Great! Please visit SON's FCT office at number 14 Kitwe Street beside Waterboard, Wuse, Abuja. You can also check www.son.gov.ng for information on our product certification schemes. Ezigbo Chidima from Benin says, please, what's the program all about? Thank you. Standard and You is a public sensitization program sponsored by the Standards Organization of Nigeria to educate you on product quality and safety. Keep watching to learn more. Hassan Opayemi from Oyo State says, I'm glad to watch your program. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Hassan. It's nice to hear from you. Chidozie Onyenobi from Imo says, I want to know about SON. Thanks. Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, is a government regulatory agency responsible for elaborating standards. Our mission is to promote consumer confidence and global competitiveness of made-in-Nigeria goods through standardization and quality assurance. Check www.son.gov.ng for more. Ojuolakwe Miriam from Lagos State says, I watched your program. Well done. Thanks, Miriam. We hope to serve you better. And that's a wrap on this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. Keep your messages coming in with your full name and location to the number 0705-972-4455. Follow us on any of our social media platforms, and remember you can watch the program online at youtube.com/Standard and You. Don't just view, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Thanks and have a great week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know.